Okay, we got the motor mocked up here. So I got the bearing pulled in where it's flush, so that might actually work. Maybe down there right now. It's hard to tell. Come on, focus down there, you dumbass camera. There you go. So the bearing's a lot further than it was, so I don't know if I can get a wash on that yet or not, but at least it's close. The rod is a little bit more even now with where it would be. So it's close enough to run it anyway. That's about a 60 thou offset probably in our piston. This is still going to have to be played with over here. I'm not sure where that's going to wind up, but for now that's where that one's at. I wound up leaving, I put 2 thin washers in there, so it's 198 total. Originally we were up there at 430 and 460, then we went down to 350 or so, 345. Now we're down at 200 basically. So that works out pretty good. Right now I got 260 thou between here, so when I put a 1/4 inch piece of a plate in there, that'll be a good reference. So right now I can go ahead and bore out the cylinders in here and make it all fit. So this is 4-inch diameter spigot, and it's 40 thou undersize right here. That's how much they squeeze that thing in. And I'm not sure where we're at on our case here. I know it's not 4-inch. .368, 3.968, so 32 thou off. That's not much of trimming to make that fit. The big cut's going to be this dimension here for 4-inch this way. So this way we got the stock dimension, which is real thin, which is 3,660, so we got to cut out 340 thousandths. That's why these get so thin. To get out the 4-inch bore, 390, there's 4 inches. So see how much you got to cut that out to be out to 4? That's why you run into everything. Alright, so I have to square this case up a little bit and then bolt it back together without the crank in here, obviously. I can bore out this spigot hole. Then I can put these cylinders on there. Now to be able to use this bolt hole, I'm going to have to slot this out 1/8 of an inch. If we got a 1/4 inch spacer in here, we need 1/8 of an inch slot on these 2 holes. Well, all 4 of them actually. So I'll have to slot them a little bit to do that trick. So that will have to be done obviously to make this all fly. And then you can be able to bolt these things right on without too much of a problem. So every little trick needs to be done to make it fit. So anyway, that allows me not to butcher my case, even though I got these big ass cylinders on there. The motor mounts can be just shoved over on this side if you want, or on this side, depending on which way you want to go. Obviously we're going to have to make this work on the sprocket shaft. Way too long, so we'll have to put a big spacer underneath the nut here, so the nut will pull in tight. The spline shouldn't be a problem. We'll put a spacer in there, bring it out, and it should be alright. I'm thinking about using a cone spacer in there, which will put me out probably about to here, which I can always trim back to where it's flush with that. So it's going to be a belt drive, so you got some leeway on belts. So anyway, I can make it work. So there you go. So that's why you got to mock stuff up, just kind of figure out where the hell you're at when you're playing. Now I don't know where the all of this stuff is or on this side. Hopefully we're close to where we need to be, but I don't know. So the crank can be played with by playing with a spacer over here. I can move the crank in and out by just that spacer there. So if this can go in 60 thou, then the rod will be centered in the case, which would be a big plus. So maybe we can make that work. But I still have to make the bearing correct on this side. So all of this can be juggled. The case width is going to be fixed. The crank we can move back and forth, whatever we need to do. So lots of room for playing. So like I said, can make it all work. So that would work pretty good. And then I just have to figure out my deck height for all this other stuff. So all of this needs to be worked on still, so I'll leave this for tomorrow. Well, it's tomorrow already. It's after midnight. I didn't even get to this motor yet. So this motor looks like I pull the whole crank out and figure out what I'm going to do on this one for mock-up height. So tomorrow night might be a long night. Yeah, I should work on this some more tonight here. Yeah, I can work on this at least another hour. What the hell. Alright, so I think I'm going to pull this apart, get the crank out, and we'll go over to the milling machine and do some milling. Let's see if I can get these cylinders bolted on. It'd be nice to get that done tonight. But that's going to be an hour and a half, probably worth of work. Oh well, we'll get to it. Alright, next. Okay, got the cases bolted together. A lot of work. Got them all shimmed up so it's pretty even all the way around now. So we're right about 260 on the average going all the way around. Okay, I got to get these shafts out of here and one of these dowel pins at least, I think. So I can bolt onto my plate over here. So that's going to be the hard part. So I'm going to use my dowel pin puller here to pull the shafts. I already took out the 2 screws that go in there. So we just need to grab all that and yank these out. These are actually pretty tight. So this case was in pretty good condition, I guess, before I got a hold of it. The left case is a pile of crap. This surface right here, they machined it when they welded this up in the front. They machined the top deck here, and it's about 25, 30 thou lower than this side over here, which is the original case half. Not this motor, but same height. Okay, let's just put this on here and go bang bang and pull it off. Bingo. If I'm lucky, we can pop it. You pop this down and release the dowel. One shaft out with no damage. And you didn't damage the hole by beating it back and forth to get it out. That was in there pretty good. That was not going to come out easy if I didn't have that. Alright, those are the easy ones. Now, last one I had to cut out. Which I did not like having to do at all. Let's see if we get lucky here. Yep. No, we're not getting lucky. It might have come out a little bit though. I think it came out slightly. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Let's see. Yeah, wishful thinking. Can't say I didn't try, right? These are not cooperating. What a shocker. These dowel pins usually don't like to come out, and they don't. Nope. Alright, so much for the easy peasy way of doing things. Alright, well I got to work around for that, so I'll just shim it up above that surface with some parallels and do it that way. I don't feel like screwing with it anymore. Just going to make it worse. They don't have to come out at this point. At some point they probably will, but not right now. Okay, so now I'm going to try to bolt this up here on my angle plate. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way. Man, this tripod stuff. There's too much crap in the way under here, hitting on everything. Okay. thing on there. Trying to get my drill chuck out. They don't want to come. That's pretty bad. I don't know how I got in there so tight. Alright. I'm having one of those days. Kind of looks that way. Alright, I can't remember this thing ever being in this tight, and I don't remember putting it in very tight. I don't know what's different. Something different. Different here to keep from dropping too much. There it goes. You hear that pop? Okay. I tried something new. I stopped from dropping. Stop. Mechanical stop instead of a pinch bolt. I don't know why that was in there so good. I guess it wasn't going to fall out. Alright. Drop this down about 3 miles. That's right. Clean surfaces come in handy. Including over here. Take your file. Here's all the old sims that have been on here. Alright, that should give me a decent surface to work from. Now, take a big stud, go across everything. Hopefully it's long enough to do what I need to do. I'll put one of these on the inside to pull against the case. See if we have enough material here to work with on the other side. Other than that, a bunch of nuts missing for some reason. Alright, so I'm going to go over here. Figure out how we're going to do this over here. So, looks like I'm going to be on this stud right here. Not a ton of room, but a little bit of room. Knock off my bolt on this side. There you go, gives me a room almost for a finger width material. So gives me something to go in there now. These here might work pretty good. A couple big tool bits. Only problems last time I used these, I abused them. So they're all broken. That wasn't the only spot I abused. So these are going to have nicks in them now, I bet. Yeah, a little bit. Alright, I need a honing stone. Alright, we need a honing stone. I'll be back.